Let me remember there is no sin. Let me remember there is no sin. Hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks. We're ready for our lesson 259 in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're reading from the original edition here on September the 16th of 2022. Let me remember that there is no sin. Sin is the only thought that makes the goal of God seem unattainable. Sin is the only thought that makes the goal of God seem unattainable. What else could blind us to the obvious and make the strange and the distorted seem more clear? What else but sin engenders our attacks? What else but sin could be the source of guilt, demanding punishment and suffering? And what but this could be the source of fear, obscuring God's creation, giving love the attributes of fear and of attack? And the prayer, Father, I would not be insane today. Remember how our associated reading is sin as it starts off, sin is insanity? Well, Father, I would not be insane today. I would not be afraid of love nor seek for refuge in its opposite. For love can have no opposite. You are the source of everything that is, and everything that is remains with you, and you with it. Let me remember that there is no sin. Let me remember that there is no sin. Wow, can we live our day? You know, sometimes when we're trying to help people, we think about people in a way that we think we need to help them correct their misbehaviors or their erroneous thinking. But really all we're doing is we're making sin real. Maybe what we need to do is see their sinlessness for them and just hold that space open for them to step into in their awareness, because it's already the truth. Now we just need to establish it as a permanent fixture in our reality. Let me remember that there is no sin. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading. We're ready for paragraph 40 in chapter 26, the transition. We're in section 6, the little hindrance. Let's start with paragraph 39. Would God allow his son to lose his way along a road long since a memory of time gone by? This course will teach you only what is now. A dreadful instant in a distant past, now perfectly corrected, is of no concern nor value. Let the dead and gone be peacefully forgotten. Resurrection has come to take its place, and now you are a part of resurrection, not of death. No past delusions have the power to keep you in a place of death. A vault God's Son entered an instant, to be instantly restored unto his Father's perfect love. And how can he be kept in chains long since removed and gone forever from his mind? 40. The Son that God created is as free as God created him. The Son that God created is as free as God created him. He was reborn the instant that he chose to die instead of live. And will you not forgive him now because he made an error in the past that God remembers not and is not there? Now you are shifting back and forth between the past and present. Sometimes the past seems real, as if it were the present. Voices from the past are heard and then are doubted. You are like to one who still hallucinates, but lacks conviction in what he perceives. At least we've got to the place where we may still be hallucinating that sin is real, but we're starting to doubt that maybe what we're perceiving is not reality. Maybe we're hallucinating. Sometimes the past seems real as if it were the present. Voices from the past are heard and then are doubted. You are like to one who still hallucinates but lacks conviction in what he perceives. This is the borderland between the worlds. This is the borderland between the worlds, the bridge between the past and present. Here the shadow of the past remains, but still a present light is dimly recognized. Once it is seen, this light can never be forgotten. It must draw you from the past into the present, where you really are. 41. The shadow voices do not change the laws of time or of eternity. They come from what is past and gone and hinder not the true existence of the here and now. The real world is the second part of the hallucination. Time and death are real and have existence which can be perceived. This terrible illusion was denied in but the time it took for God to give his answer to illusion for all time and every circumstance, and then it was no more to be experienced as there. 42. Each day and every minute in each day, and every instant that each minute holds, you but relive the single instant where the time of terror was replaced by love. And so you die each day to live again until you cross the gap between the past and present, which is not a gap at all. Such is each life, a seeming interval from birth to death, and on to life again, a repetition of an instant gone by long ago, which cannot be relived. And all of time is but the mad belief that what is over is still here and now. And all of time is but the mad belief that what is over is still here and now. Wow, all time is but the, can I use the word insane belief? All of time is but the mad belief that what is over is still here and now. And the last paragraph, 43. Forgive the past and let it go, for it is gone. You stand no longer on the ground that lies between the worlds. You have gone on and reached the world that lies at heaven's gate. You have gone on and reached the world that lies at heaven's gate. There is no hindrance to the will of God, nor any need that you repeat again a journey that was over long ago. Look gently on each other, and behold the world in which perception of your hate has been transformed into a world of love. Look gently on each other, and behold the world in which perception of your hate has been transformed into a world of love. Isn't that beautiful? We want to go across that bridge. We're at the borderland, but we can see the light dimly now. And that's what we want to keep focusing on as we tell ourselves that there's no sin. Let me remember that there is no sin. Let me remember that there is no sin. And before we read that once again, and we'll look at what is sin, let me just tell you another. I'm out here in front of my wild raspberries, which, like I told you, I don't know what variety they are. But from the ediblelandscaping.com, they talk about the Rubus idaeus. And I've told you a little bit about this already from there, but I wanted to just read to you verbatim what they talk about as far as the heritage red fall raspberry. Heritage is the most popular everbearing variety with excellent red fruit. can be cultivated for spring and fall crops, especially in the north. Needs no staking if mowed to the ground early each spring. Heritage will bear a large crop from new growth from August to late fall in Virginia. Spaced 3 feet apart in 5-foot wide beds of good garden soil. Zones 3 through 9. And we're about in the same zone. I think there may be a zone 7 where there are nurseries at, and we're a zone 6. So we're a little cooler, but not much. You probably get the same results here in the Ozarks. When I say we, I'm talking about here in the Ozarks. Depending on where you're listening to this at, it looks like anywhere in the United States, pretty much you can grow heritage red fall raspberries, and many other places in the world too. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a little bit more encouragement about growing raspberries, I guess. All right, what is sin? And that's our associated reading with today's lesson. Let me remember that there is no sin. What is sin? Sin is insanity. It is the means by which the mind is driven mad and seeks to let illusions take the place of truth. And being mad, it sees illusions where the truth should be and where it really is. Sin gave the body eyes. For what is there the sinless would behold? What need have they of sights or sounds or touch? What would they hear or reach to grasp? What would they sense at all? To sense is not to know, and truth can be but filled with knowledge and with nothing else. The body is the instrument the mind made in its striving to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive. Yet can the goal of striving change, and now the body serves a different aim for striving. What it seeks for now is chosen by the aim the mind has taken as replacement for the goal of self-deception. Truth can be its aim as well as lies. The senses then will seek instead for witnesses to what is true. Sin is the home of all illusions, which but stand for things imagined, issuing from thoughts which are untrue. They are the proof that what has no reality is real. Sin proves God's Son is evil, timelessness must have an end, eternal life must die. And God himself has lost the Son he loves, with but corruption to complete himself, his will forever overcome by death, love slain by hate, and peace to be no more. A madman's dreams are frightening, and sin appears indeed to terrify. And yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. The Son of God may play he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all. How long, O Son of God, will you maintain the game of sin? Shall we not put away these sharp-edged children's toys? How soon will you be ready to come home? Perhaps today? There is no sin. Creation is unchanged. Would you still hold return to heaven back? How long, O Holy Son of God? How long? Let me remember there is no sin. Before we read it, let me just tell you, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that you're finding your times inspiring, your extended periods, morning and evening, and your hourly thanksgiving, your hourly remembrance of your lesson, your hourly checking in with God to see if you need help. It's amazing how we can maintain a thought of sin, unconscious anger for hours, sometimes days, maybe even years, without stopping. That's why I've always encouraged people for years to be sure to take a little meditation morning and evening, just to look at what you're thinking about, and not to analyze it as much as just to lay it on the altar of God, is how I like to think of it. Let go and let God, so that you don't get stuck in a rut. And if you're in a rut, you get to see it and ask for help so that you can have your deliverance. Let me remember that there is no sin. Sin is the only thought that makes the goal of God seem unattainable. What else could bind us to the obvious and make the strange and the distorted seem more clear? What else but sin engenders our attacks? What else but sin could be the source of guilt, demanding punishment and suffering? And what but this could be the source of fear, obscuring God's creation, giving love the attributes of fear and of attack? Let me remember that there is no sin. Father, I would not be insane today. I would not be afraid of love nor seek for refuge in its opposite. For love can have no opposite. You are the source of everything that is, and everything that is remains with you, and you with it. Let me remember that there is no sin. Let me remember that there is no sin.